Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year's entitled Daf Yomi Yevamot Zayin Amud Aleph. We'll discuss a bit of a sad case, analyzing the Mishnah, which says that when there is a fighting between the man and his wife, we don't trust his wife when she says that her husband passed away. So Gemara analyzes the statement of the Mishnah, discusses how do we find a fight, gives a few possibilities. This where she says divorce me, or that he did divorce me already. Those are signs of an unhealthy marriage. And then the Gemara says, what exactly is the hashash when there is a fight? So the Gemara gives a few possibilities. One is that she's not going to go ahead and do a proper checking. Normally there's an assumption that she hears about that he passed away. She'll check it out to make sure it's really true. But over here, where there's ill will between them, she'll just readily assume it. Some in the Gemara actually say, no, she's going to outright lie and say that he died when he really didn't. The Gemara discusses what if Eid Echad, what if an Eid comes and says that he dies. On the one hand, maybe we say that an Eid Echad is relied on because that's going to become known if he died or not, and we rely on one aid. But another possibility is that maybe over here we don't rely on one aid. Why? Because we normally assume when one aid testifies, she'll go verify and really make sure that he passed away. And over here, she's not going to do that. So a bit of a sad case here. We're talking about a wife hating the husband to the point that she's ready to assume he's dead without doing too much checking. Shulchan Aruch brings down an interesting version over here. In Yud Zayin and Even Haezer, when he writes the case, here's his language. Even if one aid comes and says her husband died, Lotina say she should not marry. Why? Shema hisachra oto. Maybe she even hired him to say this. Then he said, Teitzei. Lo teitzei. And if she did marry them, but the evidence, we rely on the one aid. So if there is one aid. But we don't want to accept the aided. So, in some, the Gemara is discussing the case of when we do not rely on the edut of an Eid Echad or of an Isha, when there's fighting between the couple. And the Shulchan Aruch brings a sad possibility that maybe she even hired an aid to lie and say that her husband died so she can finally be free. Besides the halachic issues involved, of course, from a mashkafic standpoint, we see once again the importance that a couple has to put on maintaining shalom bayis, working on shalom bayis, and preserving the relationship that they once had, actively involved in keeping a connection to one another, working on the relationship, going to help if that's what's needed, spending quality time together, because here this loving couple could tragically go down a slippery path where you get I have a fight here, an issue over there, and eventually reach a point where she can be ready to go ahead and hire someone to say that he was killed, and that's so she could remarry. Chas v'shalom that a relationship should ever go so far. Mitzvah Hashem, a couple should be able to always keep the loving connection that they have, but it requires work, avodah, amelut, shalom.